Chanel is in our BMA program right now, training to be an associate and actually grooming to become a master associate soon enough, and is a very effective singer and has already done some effective teaching. Very, very happy with what you know coming into the program. But talk about a little bit about your training. I understand you got a master's degree, which I seriously applaud, because the discipline to go through with it, and what you even did your thesis on, which I'm very excited about. We can talk a little bit about that too. And then talk about how this applies to what your foundations, and what it doesn't take away and instead of adds to.
Well, the reason I even came here is because I had frustrations with my classical technique. I would go to auditions for different things, a cappella groups, commercial auditions, and I was too trained, I was too classical. So I just wanted to be able to expand my horizons. So that's why I came and found you, the best that there is. And this has just accelerated my training. It's an accelerated method that it hasn't taken away from my foundation, from my classical foundation, but it's added to it.
Mm-hmm. In what ways has it changed, without taking away from, has it changed as far as, maybe we talk about even your approach to high notes?
It's a lot more free, I feel like, instead of so breathy and just pumping more air through. It's about a vocal cord coordination, and that's what I'm focusing on, instead of just pumping more air through. Because
usually that's the answer is appoggio, 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 bring more air. And those things are important. Without air, you're going, that's all you're doing. And with too much air, you're going without vocal cord. So this powers the instrument, this coordinates it, and this amplifies it and shapes it and helps to coordinate your vocal cords. Your chords and your resonators, your articulators, all work together. So to isolate the instrument to one thing is a little foolishness. That's why we talk about TEMPS, the technical, emotional, mental, physiological, spiritual side of singing. So you don't merely isolate the voice to one magic pill. I'm always a little suspicious when somebody says, take this one supplement, it fixes everything. Really? Because I kind of like the salad bar that has everything. And there's just too many foods to isolate one little thing as a cure. And you've even found that there's this whole it depends factor. Well, it kind of depends what you want to say. There's some extremes that we're going to mess around with the voice. So let's just talk about that transition as we went from mostly a head voice singer to a chest voice singer. And where would you say your chest voice used to go to before it started to get a little bit worked up?
Just kind of middle of the road.
Just like C sharp, and you can kind of push up there, and then after that, it'll get a little...
I would just have to flip. I didn't know anything else to do. Yeah. There was chest and there was head, and this whole mix and pharyngeal that I'm learning about is pretty much brand new.
Yeah.
So.
And the pharyngals have forgotten resonators. I know people who yell and still connect. And I'm like, wow, it's amazing. You did that without any pharyngeal resonator. I'm impressed. But gosh, wouldn't it be amazing if you added one more resonator to the thing? That's 1/3 of your voice that you're not employing. Mm-hmm. And that 1/3 takes the pressure off the other 2/3 and amplifies in the cavities. Maybe we accentuate the 1/3, like if we're doing meow or nay, 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 or any of the pharyngals. What they do is they accentuate one resonator so that it's strong enough to assist the others. It's just so that people understand, why would you do something like meow or nay or wah? The reason why is because then when you go to ma, 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 it has more color. Ga, 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 ga. It doesn't just sound like splat out of the mouth.
Yeah.
So you want just mouth or head. Even if somebody seemingly is blending from one register to the next, they are still missing the one that missing resonator that joins it, which is the pharyngeal, the back of the mouth. So we're going to start you on that. Say, go, Now this is the exercise that connected your voice, so we'll start with it. We'll say, all the way up. Ready? Again. Perfect. Now this A is a reach note for many singers. And she went through the reach, found a release. C, Right. Now you're finding that it's just even. And it is showing preference to the pharyngeal resonator as opposed to the mouth. If you show your preference to your mouth as a resonator, you're going to run out. Eventually, the mouth is going to go wider, higher. Some people are able to slightly lighten through that bridge, or they put so much pressure on the voice that it has to connect. But does that resonate false with you?
Yeah.
Just so, because eventually there's so much unnatural. Now say again. Good. Good. Love it. No, it's every note's very equal, and we go way above there up in the whistle. We're not going to deal with that today. It's not that type of lesson. It's to get that evenness. If you're doing that, we're just going to reverse that exercise so you're not used to that exercise. We're just going to say na 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 na. Do that.
Na 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 na.
Treating them like they're the same note. Yeah, you feel the shift of resonance. You feel maybe a little bit more pressure. You don't feel push. You don't feel this.
Yeah.
You don't feel like you're trying to lift a chair with yourself sitting in it. You feel like a downward pressure. Na 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 na. Do that again. Slightly lean forward.
Na 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 na.
Na 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 na.
Na 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 na.
Nice and easy.
Na 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 na.
That's it. A little deeper now.
Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
That's it.
Na 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 na.
That's it.
Na 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 na.
That's it. There's a mix.
Na 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 na.
That's it.
Na 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 na.
Love it.
Na 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 na.
Now, the presence would say, for our ears, there's no way of really, without going and looking scientifically, to really gauge how much is in the mouth, how much is in the head. But to our ears, you hear a lot of head presence in there, but you hear a lot of pharyngeal, some chest resonance. So, what we want is a little more chest presence. Give me the a little bit of cry. That's it. Nice. Now, the more times I hear it right and wrong, the more you know. And the more you hear singers, the other night I heard a bunch of singers and everybody, well, I can splat and hit that A. The problem is I can't hit the B flat as well, and then the B, and then the C, and it gets worse and worse. But when you're leaning down into that pressure, you're gonna experience a release. So do that again. First go ba 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 ba. Do it wrong once for their edification. Now the pressure just comes off, and it's pure. If you can't sing the vowel pure, something's going awry. You go again. Love it. Love it. Yes. Now, high C. Now, if it shakes, a little swell into it. That's it. So a little pressure came off, which is perfect. Good. Now what we're going to do is add that pharyngeal resonator, and everybody laughs and laughs about this over and over. And It should make them laugh. It's a funny exercise. But they won't laugh at the results. It seems silly, seems like, well, what's the practical application of it? Well, don't you understand? People say, how's that helping you basketball but going like this? Really? You need to understand a little physiology. You don't understand that the tricep is the muscle using when you was I think the medial hand or whatever of the tricep, one of the parts of the muscle implying 3 muscles. I remember the first time I did that and I tried to play basketball, my arm would barely lift because I hadn't worked that muscle for so long. So you go meow. It works a muscle coordination that enables you to blend the 3 registers with equal ultimacy. That's this little symbol, the triune symbol, the Trinity, is equal ultimacy. 3 things having equal ultimacy, equal importance, equal value, equal worth, equal strength, equal power. Don't you love that?
Love it.
It's beautiful. The universe is even that way. Time, space, and matter. You take away time, you don't have the universe. Space, matter. All 3 equally have that triune nature. Time, past, present, future. All 3. Matter is 3-dimensional. So everything seems to be in 3. The voice, respirator, vibrator, resonator. You have this 3. So when you're dealing with these 3 resonators, and you have that, the weakest resonator is going to influence your sound. So some of the people who don't like this, I notice their tone is rated, and they kind of sing well with bad technique. I mean, I'll say, look, I don't like your technique. I think you reach too much. You have the right to do that. That's fine. I'm not going to pick on you. I'm just going to say I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, gosh, dude, add some of this. Or ma'am, add some of this. And maybe you have to over-accentuate one resonator in order to get them to blend equally. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So when you go, ah, say that again.
Ah!
So witchy, but it's so easy. It's the same place where the mix was slipping just a little bit because it's still new for you, even though you're epic, and I know what happens when you warm up. You can sing anything. But when you do this, ah, do that again.
Ah!
Now, meow!
Meow!
Now, meow!
Meow!
So easy. Meow!
Meow!
Meow! Hold it out.
Meow!
So easy, isn't it? Now dig in deeper. Meow! And deeper into that. Meow! Harder.
Meow!
I almost wish you would make it look harder. Because then we'd be more excited about it. Like, wow, look at the note she's hitting. Now, let's get a little deeper with that. That has still, the pharyngeal is still the main resonator. With a little bit of, so we're going to a little bit more of the darkness into the flavor. Say, guh, guh, guh.
Guh, guh, guh.
Now go from guh, which closes the chords. That chord closure is part of the mechanism that makes this possible. So do that. Guh, guh, guh. And feel this is how much pressure. If someone grabs your wrist and it doesn't bruise you, but it's tight, not that you say you want to squeeze your voice, but you want to feel a little bit of compression. Just say, guh, guh, guh. Do that.
Guh, guh, guh.
No. Guh, guh, guh.
Guh, guh, guh. Guh, guh, guh.
Guh, guh, guh.
Guh, guh, guh.
Now here's the bridge. Guh.
Guh, guh, guh.
Hear the pass. Hear something went, guh, guh, guh. Suddenly you sink down in your voice. Guh, guh, guh.
Guh, guh, guh. Guh, guh, guh.
Good.
Guh, guh, guh.
Woo, girl. Now you know why we chose you for the purely classically trained singers out there. Don't be disappointed. You say, my chest voice is weak and I don't have much mix and stuff like that. Be disappointed if your teacher is telling you, yes, you can sing like Mariah Carey. Do this. You can't, ever. Not in a billion years. It's the wrong mechanism. Stylistically, it's going to be crazy too because you're not going to be used to the type of trills that she does. But the problem is that the chest voice singers don't have the release that the head voice singers have. So chesty singers have all that strength and it's admirable. Head voice singers have all that release, that ease, and that's admirable. But the mix always defaults towards a head voice. So when you say na 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 na, do that.
Na 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 na.
It defaults towards a headier sound, but you want to get it deeper. You go back to ba 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 ba. Do that. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Change it to go 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 go. That's it. I love it. Go 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 go. Exciting. Go 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 go. Now go 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 go. Now go 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 go. Go 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 go. It's exciting. Now, it's a little bit more pressure, isn't it?
Yeah.
But pressure is not the same thing as unhealthy tension. It's not, you don't feel any squeeze, you just feel a little bit of pressure. But you still feel release of the fact that the vibrato, if the vibrato won't spin, chances are, and you should be able to punch a note and have it spin right off of it. Now, if your voice is super tired, it doesn't matter what you do. Sometimes the voice is just like running in mud. I've explained this to you several times that sometimes I feel like I'm a marathon runner who's asked to sprint all the time. Come and sprint, come play basketball. Like, oh, my legs are tired, my voice gets tired. But guess what? Ain't no excuses. When I go to a band rehearsal, there's just no excuse. I show up, and if I do a gig, I just show up. And I've done 9 hours of straight singing. The day I did that 5-octave demo thing, and did a 2-hour meeting in the morning, then I sang from I don't remember 9 till 7 or 6 or 10 till 6, 7 or something like that. I can't remember. It was 9 hours. And then went right from that to band practice and sang till very late, and actually was screaming my head off on high notes and doing crazy stuff after, and felt great. Now, with rest, you have depth with less of this. So you want to be able to go, you want to like, okay, let me just rest into this. Otherwise, using all your strength to curl a weight that normally is easy for you.
Yeah.